Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.
Stephanie develops a strategy. Today's episode of Days of Our Lives continues where yesterday left off, with Seth departing for California and telling Stephanie and Kayla that the hospital is going to file for bankruptcy. It is shutting down
permanently.
Seth tells Kayla that although the show was temporarily keeping the hospital viable, it is now over. Kayla is astonished. It was sunk by Kate and Abe. Associated Story Days Rachel Boyd's character Sophia is on the phone and appears distressed. It's clearly Tate and Sophia's baby isn't going anywhere, according to Days of Our Lives. Kayla is furious with Seth since this is terrible for everyone. However, he shrugs and proceeds to tidy his desk. The board's preference for money above people infuriates her. In his grave, Tom Horton would simply be rolling over. Stephanie already has ideas for public relations. She tells Kayla to rest and assures her that they will preserve the hospital. Tate is swiped by Sophia. As Holly and Tate gripe about their homework, the topic of Valentine's Day comes up. Tate has plans, and they involve the Horton cabin. He has already received the keys from Maggie and intends to prepare dinner. Additionally, they might be able to start a fire after dinner. Holly expresses her affection for him and her want to have sex with him. He also desires that. Holly and Leo are seated at a table in the pub, and they both turn to face Sophia, who is standing there clutching her stomach. Sophia enters and clears her throat as they share a kiss. Her former Sunday school instructor is the couple she believes she found to adopt their child. This might work because Amy's mother knows and loves them. All they have to do is dash outside to meet the pair.
Right now.
Sighing, Holly bids them luck. Chanel and Johnny continue their journey. Reminiscent of Whitley's poisoning, Johnny meets Chanel in Horton Square. Then he informs her that in Salem, body and soul are dead. If anyone is willing to relocate to Los Angeles, they are all welcome to remain. Hattie is the only one who has accepted the deal thus far. He wants to discuss his own future with Chanel. It's obvious, she says. Even before the miscarriage, they had already planned to go out there. However, Johnny wants to concentrate on them without making things more difficult. He wishes to resign. Does this have anything to do with Joy Wesley or our future, Johnny? No, he's not attempting to keep them apart for Chanel's benefit. She is adamant that she doesn't want him to give up his aspirations because of what he believes she desires. Days on the seat facing the Horton family plaque, Johnny and Chanel embrace while grinning. Johnny tells her that he hopes to work out a future with her. He could do a lot of things in Salem, but all he wants is to start a family with her. Joy dumps Alex. Joy finally confronts Alex directly in her hospital bed whether Stephanie is the reason he doesn't want to move from Salem to Los Angeles. She informs Alex that he witnessed him kissing Stephanie at the nurse's station, but he plays dumb. She could also hear them conversing. Joy assures Alex that she will handle things in a manner that he cannot, despite Alex's apology. We're done. Before this, she believed that he was the only person in Salem who showed her respect. Joy is appalled when Alex acknowledges that he began considering returning to Stephanie weeks ago. She believed the two were more serious, but he was unaware of this. She is upset and thankful that he and Stephanie were able to save her, but she is at a loss on what to do with her life. She yells at Alex to leave when he offers that she travel to Los Angeles. All he wants is for her to be far away. Joy admits to her mother over the phone that she is unsure about what to do next. Days as Alex speaks to her in Joy's hospital room, she looks up at him with distress. Alex hugs Stephanie outside the nurse's station and tells her he is news, but she first informs him of the hospital's issues. She wants to know Alex's news, but she's doing everything she can to keep it intact. He informs her that things ended with Joy, since she witnessed them together. Although they both acknowledge that they could have handled things more skillfully, everything turned out okay, right? Leo informs Doug of the news. Sadly, Leo is going through his writings and lamenting all the stories he was unable to convey. Upon arriving as his new writer's assistant, Doug storms in and is instructed to carry everything out to the car. They had both lost their jobs. Having previously paid Holly the money he owed her from Leo's advance, Doug sighs. However, Leo stops him before he can ask her for it back. He has enough money because he did well in the soap writing company. Think about this severance. Doug gives him a heartfelt thank you before disappearing. Seth stops by to say he's heading to LA when Leo is taking his box out. Since the hospital is closing, at least he has a job. He interrupts Leo's lamentations in an attempt to boost Leo's self-esteem as a writer who is hoping for a larger part in the relaunch. When Leo informs Seth that he was not given a job offer, Seth apologizes. Holly and Doug are seated across a table from one another in days in the pub. Doug walks into the pub and tells Holly that although he has lost his job, she shouldn't worry about the money because Leo allowed him to retain it, so she can too. Holly responds that he and Sophia could have found a couple to adopt when he inquires about Tate's whereabouts. She fears that by wanting it to happen so much, she is being selfish. No, Doug tells her it's in everyone's best interests. After expressing gratitude, she offers to help him get employment. She is familiar with the town. Sophia and Tate feel let down. Ellen calls Sophia out on the square, informs her that they are withdrawing, and then hangs up. It will be all right, Tate assures her. They'll look for another couple to adopt. The fact that her mother is difficult to please and that they will never find somebody causes Sophia to go into a downward spiral. Johnny and Chanel walk over as he is consoling her. Dazed Johnny and Chanel are positioned on the right side of the Horton Square, observing Leo as Sophia, who appears unsure, holds his hand. After Tate presents them all, Johnny inquires about their well-being. No, Tate acknowledges. Not at all. Their prospective adoptive couple abruptly left. Johnny and Chanel are left to try and console Tate as Sophia hastily returns to work.
He's all right.
Nobody is on Sophia's side. And whether she is supportive or not, Holly is having a hard time with this whole affair. He's asking her to endure a great deal. Chanel reassures him that he is worth it. And lastly, when Stephanie tells Alex that she must work through the night to rescue the hospital in the last moments of the show, he offers to assist. Joy stands in the background, arms folded, watching as they kiss and go. The new producers are fools for not wanting him, Seth tells Leo. There are many people who enjoy his work. The critics simply create the greatest noise. When Tate returns, Holly advises Doug to try to get work at the Brady pub. He informs Holly that they must start over because the pair backed out. Chanel and Johnny, out on the square, complain about Tate and Sophia's troubles before reflecting on their own pregnancies. Although Chanel's miscarriage was difficult, they had considered trying again. Chanel acknowledges that she does. Perhaps they should schedule a meeting with Kayla to see if they can try again. They both hug and are overjoyed. Finally, the Days of Our Lives period is coming to an end. We'll be the first to acknowledge that not everyone is celebrating Body and Soul's death on Days of Our Lives, but it's an odd era that, if we're being honest, received a lot of criticism from fans. However, this was something we had long anticipated.